Hi, this is Billy Vera, and you're listening to Night Views Radio.
Welcome back to Night Views on CBS Radio. All right, let's bring them on. Grace Slick and Michelle Mangione are live with us. I can't see them right now, but I will be able to hear them. Grace, Michelle, how are you?
Hi. Hi, good. How are you doing?
Very good.
I like that. Hi. Short and sweet, to the point. How you girls doing tonight?
We're actually doing really good so far.
Good.
We're staring at ourselves on a screen in a really weird way right now, so I'd rather be looking at you guys, but
yeah. Kinky.
That's is this a double date? I mean, I didn't realize. But.
Why not? But could we maybe swap one for the other? Because I'm not really feeling Rob tonight. He doesn't have his Mr. Rogers sweater on, and he's not looking tip-top.
Here we go. That's such a big hit of the show last week. But anyway, I just wanted to compliment you on the song. I love the song, The Edge of Madness, and I want to know how the two of you got together to write this song.
Sort of with the lyrics, I'll get all pushed out of shape about something, and for most of my life, instead of going to a therapist and paying them, I write songs and have people pay me. Now, this one doesn't go to me. It goes to the people in the Gulf, but the same process evolves, and that is I got pushed out of shape about doing nothing in the Gulf. It's my own opinion that we ought to bring the soldiers back from Afghanistan. Nobody's ever conquered Afghanistan, not Alexander the Great, not Russia, nobody. Mm-hmm. So we're over there killing ourselves and killing people. Bring them back and have them work in the Gulf.
Absolutely, good idea.
Yeah.
Under General Honore.
When are you running for country? Which year? I mean, for president. When are you running for president? Which year?
I'm actually too old to run for president.
Oh, hell with that. Hell with that. We'll get policy changes. You don't know how much pull me and Robert have here.
So I wrote out these lyrics, and I've done it before, sent them to Michelle, and she'll take a line or three or none. But I broke my arm, so I couldn't paint because I have to hold the canvas. So I could write. So I wrote about 25 or 50 songs, and I just sent them to Michelle, and she can burn them or use a line or not. And so, this is one of those things where I send her the lyrics, and she came up with all the rest of it, the singing, the organizing the people, the music, everything. So it's basically her song.
Well, kudos, Michelle, because as I said to Rob in the opening of the show, that song captures Louisiana. The musical arrangement behind that captures Louisiana perfectly. I mean, and really, like I told Rob in the beginning of the show, I don't know if you were listening quite then, but it's not even necessarily my style of music, but I've been listening to it nonstop all week, 5 times a day. It's getting me through my work day. So kudos. You really captured that sound.
Thank you. It's really cool.
I can actually see you ladies now. You look beautiful. So what's the main message that you wanted to send out with this song, and who do you primarily want to send it out to, the message, Grace, Michelle?
I think it's to everybody to please do as little or as much as you can. You can download the song. It's called Edge of Madness, and you can download it to the GrammyMuseum.org. And when you buy that, what goes is to the people who need it, rather than, buying BP some new toilet paper.
Very nice.
So,
I think also, if I can add to that, I think we wanted to reach as many people as possible in this country. We've also been doing some interviews with some people in Canada as well who've been very supportive and have a lot of knowledge on what's going on in New Orleans. One of the people that played on the song is from the Netherlands. One of the kids that played drums actually is from the Netherlands. So we've got people all over the place that are actually sending the message and a part of the message, and we'd like to get it out to as many people as possible. And that is that this doesn't, and it's not over, even if they, cap it. It's going to take a long time between Katrina and this. We're all struggling financially. But between Katrina and this, man, it's just going to take so long to repair. So we don't want to forget. So, hopefully we can be a part of the remembering.
And Grace, you are very frustrated with the whole Louisiana situation with the BP oil spill and Katrina and it. And I read that that's what inspired you. You were so frustrated with the whole situation.
Yeah, it's our soldiers, I believe, are kind of. Now this sounds like I'm for the Middle East, all their ways of, and I'm not. But you got to remember that for a couple thousand years, we, the West, have been going in there. The Crusades went on. We went to them and said, if you don't believe in Jesus, we're going to kill you.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, we started it. If you want to go back to grade school, we started it.
Yeah, you keep going in there. They've never come over here. We would go bat shit.
All right, bring it on.
Here and said, we want you to be Muslims and start shooting stuff up. We'd be crazy. So you got to realize, you got to take it on yourself and say, what would I feel like if this happened to me?
That's the ticket.
And it's just, it's not good. I don't like the Twin Towers, what happened, but I do understand it. If you can not get mad at me for understanding it. After a couple of years of somebody being nasty to me, I kick them out. Or I might even put a bullet in their knees. I don't know. I hope not. But
I love it.
I get real tired of stuff way earlier than they did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I can understand 100%, and you really got to put yourself in another person's shoes, point of view. What would happen if this? What would I do if this happened to me? But and this has been a big part of a problem for the United States is we have a hard time looking outside of our own box.
Yeah, and we just sold a whole bunch of millions and millions and millions of dollars of ammunition to Saudi Arabia.
I know.
Why? Why?
Yeah, put more firepower out there for more people to beat each other over the head, right?
Stuff to the Middle East because they're doing really, really well with that.
Grace, you're so outspoken. You always speak your mind. It's refreshing.
It is.
I have so many questions that I want to ask you, Grace, and I don't even know where to begin with you. It's you've done so much in your career. One of the things I did want to touch on with you today is early in your career you began a friendship with Janis Joplin, and you maintained that friendship until her death in October of 1970. How close were you with Janis, and how did her death affect you?
Not that close, and here's why. We were sort of close in that we played together all the time at the Fillmore West and so forth. But if you are making money in the record business, you're on the road, or you're in LA making a video, or you're doing something. So you don't really see that many people except for the guys in the band and the crew.
Right.
So I saw her for a couple of years, a lot, because before we got famous, we played local jobs together quite a bit. And I liked her because I like a lot of Texas women, like Ann Richards, was the governor of Texas, loved her, had a bunch of friends who were from Texas, and they are outspoken and strong and funny, and they are just, for some reason, for me, more interesting than most women, particularly back then. Now it's different.
Well, their slogan is "Don't mess with Texas," isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I'm not messing with Grace Slick. I'm telling you already. I see that you are woman. Here you roar. I'm stepping back.
I think she's a whole lot tougher than Helen Reddy. But let's go.
You have to say it. I'm woman. Hear me roar, please. Oh, God. Just roar. Don't talk about it.
Nice. She even scoffed at that powerful statement. I love it. Michelle, you're a little too quiet back there. Maybe I guess that's why you guys are so well together. I want to know from Michelle, if I can butt in here. I want to know from Michelle, were you raised in a tribe? Because the way you throw down on those drums, I've seen you. I watched a couple of clips of you, and I've never seen somebody tear the drums apart like that. Those bongo type drums. And forgive my naivety, but I don't really know what exactly they were. Tell me, were you raised in a tribe? How'd that happen?
I was in West Africa. No, I was actually raised in Southern California in the home of a jazz musician, and so I got a lot of music and a lot of drummers. There was two drummers that used to come over to my home when I was probably, I don't know, 6, 8 years old, and they were both priests, and they came over with the collar. What do you call it? Or whatever.
Backward collar, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
and they would come over and they would sit down and play the drums, and it was just blew my mind, and I knew I was immediately hooked. And I would watch my little jammies. I would watch the little priest playing the drums, and
Nice.
in my living room. And one day I got a chance to play them, and it was one of the most powerful, primal, that repetitive rhythmic thing going on. Because I'm also, pretty OCD in my
Yeah.
way.
Right.
So it helps that too. But I love, I used to hit things basically for a living. That was what I did. And that was, I played drums most of my career as well as being a songwriter. And it's one of the biggest releases for me and one of the most pure instruments that I think somebody can play.
Right. Sounds like you just naturally felt it in your bones. So you hit drums and Grace hits people, right?
No, I'm not physical. I'm just verbal.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good.
That's a good thing to hear. And yeah, I mean, you're such a talent, Michelle. And how did you and Grace initially get hooked up?
A friend of mine, where is a friend of mine? She's around
She's
here
around
somewhere.
here somewhere.
Yeah, a friend of mine introduced me to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's one of those things where a friend meets a friend meets a friend.
It's a beautiful thing. And then you got your hands on her first album. Is that right? And then you began to work with her on that, or how did that exactly happen?
Yeah, I think I drew the CD cover for the first album, and then I did something or other on the second album. I don't even know what it is. I'm senile. You just go do stuff. People say, "When did you do that?" And you go, "I don't know." What was it? I don't know. Don't remember.
Well, maybe there's a few of those leftover products still playing on your brain a little bit from back in the day.
Who knows? But we have so much more to talk about with you ladies, and we have about a minute left till we have to go to break. And I just want to know, who was I right, or is it Michelle singing lead on the
Yes.
Edge of Madness? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we both read that, and then and the more I thought, I said that really sounds like Grace, and the background sounds like somebody I've never heard before. So it's really interesting to hear that Michelle's on lead there. But I love the song. I mean,
Bill Medley's on the end, singing lead.
Yeah, I heard that. It's great. And just by the way, I want to let everyone know they can go to it's GrammyMuseum.org to download the song,
Yes.
correct? And
Name of the song is Edge of Madness.
yes, The Edge of Madness, and it's a great song. You can also check out a sample of it on MichelleMangione.com, and we will be back with more Grace Slick and Michelle Mangione after this short break.